Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for you guys born in the year of the horse. So welcome back, all my horsey friends. How are we doing? Are we galloping towards success, or are we stranded in the middle of a field somewhere? Let's find out, shall we? As we shuffle these about and we stop, I'd say about there. I'm going to take that one from the bottom. We're going to take that one from the middle. And we're going to take this one from the top. And what have we got? Okay, so we've got a black and two whites there. Starting off with that negative, moving into the positive. Now, it's always a good sign when we see those positives, right? I mean, we can be optimistic, enthusiastic. It's looking good. No, don't be naive. Don't be silly. It's about the compatibility, not about the positivity or the negativity. Black isn't always an attack, and white isn't always all right. Remember. So we're going to turn it over. That black is definitely an attack, though. Snake and horse. Not a very good relationship. They are two different people who would dance to different beats. They have very different tastes, very different ways of looking at things and dealing with things. But this is a thinking card, so there is thinking to do. And you're not using your intuition, you're not using your full superpowers here, my lovely horse friend. You're kind of trying to silence yourself, which is silly. You shouldn't do that. You should definitely listen to yourself. You have a very, very in-tune intuition, just like a snake. And there's stuff that's on your mind that is making you feel this way. And it might be something to do with a relationship, or maybe a relationship that's coming to an end. Not necessarily a romantic one, but something's coming to an end perhaps. And you can see it coming, you can feel it coming. It's making you feel a little bit, I don't know. It's making you feel a little bit unpredictable because you don't know where your emotions lie with this. In the one hand, you could be happy because, you know, the opportunities that are now going to present themselves because of this ending of whatever. It's going to be great. It's going to be good. But the sadness or the sort of anticipation of watching it sort of fade away into the distance, waiting for it to just finally stop being in your memory or stop being, you know, a trigger for your emotions, that can be a unique type of patience that not a lot of people can handle very well. Especially horses in a way, actually, because horses are very impatient. You know it's true. And they like to get things done as quickly as possible. And I'm not saying that they rush things and they're not, sort of, what's the word, considerate of what they're doing. But they're very quick. They're very, very quick people are horses. And as a horse, you are going to be very quick to want to resolve this. And, well, not resolve it because it's not really like it's going to be resolved. Like I say, I don't think this is like a relationship that's ended that you're going to try and fix. It's not like a broken relationship. It's almost like something's come to an end. Something is fizzling out. Something is not exactly as it once was. And that's making you feel a whole mix of emotions. And you're not necessarily listening to your intuition on this one because potentially you're being a little bit emotional. And that's not a dig. That's not, you know, to cause an offence. I'm not saying, oh, look at you, you're an emotional wreck. No, not at all. It's good to be emotional. It's very good to be emotional. Express yourself, definitely. But make sure that you are doing it in a healthier way or in a way that's not going to cause problems or issues down the line, you know. You got to be considerate. Think it through. Think it through. Moving into a catalytic moment. The goat, that's a good card for a horse, though. That's a very good card for a horse. The horse and the sheep get on very well. They're very compatible. They're so compatible. In fact, they're on the same soulmate line. So we've got a soul path here, a change in direction. Of course, every single time you get this sheep, it's going to be a catalytic moment, or it's going to be a part of your soulmate sort of line. It's got no other way of being because it's the sheep. But that doesn't always mean that there is going to be a catalytic moment. It doesn't always mean that it's going to be meant for you. It just means that this card is very, very compatible with you because it is on that soulmate line. Sometimes what you're going through will be for you because you are made to be in that position right there and then. It's written in stone. It was part of a soul contract, part of your agreement, part of what your destiny is. And now you're being delivered to that and being put back on the path for that. But the catalytic moment is something completely different. That's a change. That's a big switch and something that's going to happen that is regardless of you or not. You're not necessarily a part of that. It can affect you. It could be directly something that is to do with you. It could be something that's happening around you. It could be so sort of boring and so far from you that it could be literally like your next door neighbor is painting the fence outside and it's going to be a different color from now on, and you'll be able to notice that from your bedroom window. It could be as simple as that. It may not even be anything to do with you whatsoever, but that is what is going on around you. You know, these catalytic moments. And I can't say that's a catalytic moment, but you never know. I mean, changing the colour of the fence could open up a whole world of different possibilities that I'm not really at liberty just to, you know, hypothesize. But what I'm saying is that we've got this sheep here, which is going to be, in some ways, a kind of, I guess, I want to say like a what do they call it? Like a direction marker. This is a direction marker. This catalytic moment may not necessarily be so much a catalytic moment at all. This could just be you moving from this relationship, and that could be the change, of course. Yeah, I mean that's an obvious one, but it doesn't it doesn't necessarily mean that so much as I feel it means you're moving on from this, and it's a good thing that you are. And you may have ended on good terms, you may have ended on bad terms, but it's a good thing that it has ended. It's a good thing. It was always meant to be that way. You were always meant to get to this point where you are now. You were always supposed to phase through this, and that's what it is. It's a phase. Nothing is temporary. Change is always inevitable. It's how we live this world. Change after change after change after change. And we have to live through those changes. We have to accept those changes, and we are not able to control these changes a lot of the time. I mean, some of them we are. Some of them we instigate. Some of them we do try to manifest. But change is inevitable. And you are going through a change. It may not be catalytic, but it is definitely for you. It's definitely something like a follow this path now. You are in the right place, going in the right direction. In fact, you are. Look at this. This is fantastic. I feel these two go hand in hand together there with the shift and the change that we're coming through that is meant for you. And there's your dog, your partner in crime, one of them, because that is the dog, a part of the affinity triangle of communicators, which you are a part of, as well as the tiger. So you three make up that triangle, and that dog's coming in to say you are going, you know, in the right direction. It's looking out for you, and this is good because what this is saying is that this is for practical purposes, right? What you're doing right now will complement you and your skills. What you're doing right now will give you more independence, and you're going to achieve this, and you are going to reach goals through this. Not necessarily get new opportunities, but the opportunities that have presented themselves before with the goals and the stuff you wanted to achieve and things like this, they're all going to come into fruition. They're all going to manifest themselves in one way or another. You've got to be logical with this, though. Be logical. What can you carry and what you can't carry? You can't take on 3 different careers. You can't, do you know what I mean? You can't take on too much. You can't, just because you've been manifesting things. All of these could potentially happen all at once, you know, like if you were to go and have, I don't know, a genie, and the genie said you've got 3 wishes, you're not going to use all 3 wishes to say, right, I wish for a Honda Civic, I wish for a Ford Fiesta. I don't know why you would wish for these cars, to be honest. I wish for a Lamborghini. You wouldn't do it because you now, mainly because 2 of the cars are probably not worth a wish with the genie. In fact, the 3rd one probably isn't either. But what I'm saying is you wouldn't wish for all 3 wishes to be cars. Okay, so you need to be logical. You need to figure out what it is that you actually want. And if there's conflicts there between them, or they contradict each other, you're going to have to make a decision or a choice between the two. And you have to think about that. And the best thing about this is that you can talk to people about these things. People that have got experiences, people that have been there, people that have had, you know, whatever you're going through before or whatever, you know. This phase that you're going through is meant for you. And the end result is going to be a positive one. You've just got to utilize your skills and those around you. You've got great contacts. You've got great friends. You've got great support. There are people around you that can help you. You've just got to reach out to them. And I know that can be quite hard because you are very proudful. Your pride is above anybody else's in the Chinese Zodiac. Very, 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 very proud. But you are also a great communicator. And you should be proud of that. And to demonstrate how proud you are of how good you are at talking, you need to talk about what you're going through, or talk about the things that you're dealing with, especially if you're an emotional roller coaster at the moment, because that is the one thing that's going to slow this transition over, and you're going to slow yourself down. So you've got to get out your own way, really. And the best way to do that, I suppose, is to talk it through with somebody, anybody, and come to resolutions on how you can get onto that path, or at least stick to that path. And as I say, pick out those choices carefully and make sure they don't contradict each other. Otherwise, you might find yourself in a world of trouble. And we'll find out next week when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the horse. My next reading will be for those born in the year of the sheep. So if you are interested in what they are up to, I will see you in that video next. But if not, no worries, it doesn't matter. I'll just see you next week when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the horse. Love and peace.